I'm going to start by celebrating today because this is the 40th day that I've been making and sharing these videos. I had no idea that I would manage to record this many when I started, and I really don't know how many more I will record because each day I've been feeling inspired after my meditation to make one, but I don't know how long that will last. I had an interesting experience last night. It was bedtime in our household and my daughter had a bit of a meltdown at that transition point of needing to get ready for bed, and while she was in her emotional turmoil, I just focused on staying present and staying connected to my inner body, as Eckhart Tolle refers to it, and as I mentioned in the last, or one of the last couple of videos. And it was okay. Her meltdown didn't last for too long, and but what happened to me next was quite, I don't know, shocking, I suppose, or anyway, what happened next was she sort of transitioned out of the meltdown, but internally, mentally, I went into this kind of panic state. It was like, it all must have happened very quickly because it was like my thoughts were firing at 100 miles an hour, and that scratching noise is my dog scratching at the door, by the way. My thoughts were firing at 100 miles an hour, and they just seemed to be fueled by sheer terror. It was like my mind went into this overwhelmed child state, and I can't recall really what the thoughts were saying, but it was something along the lines of, I can't cope with this practice of being present. I just want to give up. It's terrifying. I just want to go back to my normal life. And had I been taken in by those thoughts, I think I could have gone into a state of absolute emotional collapse. It was like, it felt so strong, and yet because I was aware that it was my thoughts and not me, I was just about able to detach myself from them and bring myself back to what was going on in the moment, which was lying in bed with my daughter and listening to her read a book. But it was just so interesting to witness my mind going into that. The way I understand it, it was like this kind of cry out from my ego, realizing that it is threatened at such a deep level by this practice of presence and surrender, that it just completely freaked out. And yeah, I'm just so relieved that I was able to bring myself back, and it, well, it didn't fully land in my, on a physical level. Like I didn't get the nervous system reaction. It was really just in my head, in my mind, which made it easier to move on from it and not take it on too strongly. So I finished speed reading. Well, I wasn't speed reading, but I was devouring the Power of Now book yesterday. I just couldn't put it down. I just kept on wanting to read more and more, and because I had this spacious day again of being on my period and just giving myself time to be by myself, it was like going on a retreat. But I just felt hungry to absorb the ideas, and most of what I read in the book just resonated so deeply with my own experience, especially of the last weeks and months, that it didn't take a lot of adaptation in order to take it in. Of course, integrating all of this is a moment by moment endeavor. And there was definitely, my mind definitely was going into its stuff around, how do I get this right? This is so hard. I'm doing it wrong. I'm failing. I want to get it right. I want to I want to attain this awakening. I've tasted it. I know what it's like. How do I do this? And ultimately, I've just got to keep letting go of those thoughts and just be fully here and now. Because what this letting go process has, what it immediately opened up as soon as I made this intention to commit to this letting go, what it opened up was presence. And I didn't know it was gonna play out like that, but now it all makes sense, because the presence is ultimately what it's all about. And the letting go enables me to be more fully present. So signing off on day 40 of living, loving, letting go.